Hello, you got KC6NFV, and I'm going to bring up a question: which radio you like to buy? Because I had a lady yesterday kind of asked me about her what I think would be a good radio for her, and she was looking at a handheld radio, pretty pricey, you know. But you know, when you talk on a handheld radio, the battery goes dead, so you got to charge it up. It takes 3 hours, so you need an extra battery. All right, and I recommend get the drop-in charger because the little charging thing on the side of the handheld radios, like on the Aces, that goes bad. So the radio won't charge no more. So you need the drop-in charger, okay? So it charges up that way. And it takes 3 hours to charge them up. That's why you should buy an extra battery pack. And the drop-in charger. Okay. Now I asked her, no, well, do you really want a handheld or do you would like to get a mobile radio? So, and I showed her the new one that she wanted it because the time you add up all the stuff up, you laid money out in the HT for. Well, for a few bucks more, you can buy the mobile radio, and you can come up with a simple antenna like a J-pole. The J-pole is a dual band antenna. It'll work if you got it working good on 2 meters. It's going to work fine on 440. Okay, UHF. Now, if you it's a good dummy, it's hard to beat a J-pole. I mean, I knew a guy who had an antenna with high gain and all that stuff, and accidentally keyed over him. Didn't mean to, but he was on his fancy high dollar antenna. I was on a cheap little J-pole. One guy was on a beam and he was pushing some juice, and I accidentally keyed over him. But that's not what ham radio is about. It's enjoying making friends and things like that. And that's Bear. He can tell you about radio too. And anyways, sorry about the dog barking in the background. But they they're hearing something. Let me go back and tell them shut up. Hey, you guys be quiet. See that radio tower? Okay. This is why you want to buy a good radio. Because you receive a lot of intermod. I'm right next to this repeater site, and I'm not picking up any intermod with my FT60. I experienced that once going down the road with my Kenwood 241 Alpha. Now that could have been I bought the radio used, somebody got in there and played with it trying to get more out of the radio. I don't know. But there's several radios out there. They're a cheap Chinese product, and they get that. I know a guy who bought one with a little mobile radio. I don't know, he paid like 70 bucks, and the time he got it all working, he was disappointed that he even bought it. All it did is he'd be trying to listen to like one repeater, and he was hearing all the other repeaters as well. Now, there's a lot of features on these new radios. One thing I like about it is the color display. Okay, that's really nice. All right. So instead of being that color of display, you know, it might be a white with a black background or a blue. Really nice looking display and nice little digital meter. But we were comparing radios about to D-Star, and I don't really like audio D-Star because it sounded like everyone been sucking on helium and trying to talk. You know, or D-Star, digital signals like to break up. You know, you hear the cops on theirs. Now that's a Catalina repeater, okay, 147090 here in California. But got a little small antenna. I get a longer antenna, have better receiver. I can hook up a mag mount, put it on a cookie sheet or on top of the refrigerator. It'll work really fine. Now they got another unit. Guys telling me, oh, we got Fusion. What's that? Oh, it kind of works through the internet. So in other words, you gotta have a wireless connection. You gotta be next to a Wi-Fi. So that feature don't work if you're out on your mobile. You ain't got no Wi-Fi. Do you want to use your data up in your cell phone? Connecting your cell phone to your radio so it'll work. Now this is just an FM analog. Still, to me, it's the best audio out there. And the only thing that beats it is sideband. Okay, 2 meter sideband is fine. It works really nice. Okay, and you don't need a great big antenna. All right, does very well. Even with a J-pole, or you can buy a 13 element beam. Now we see a lot of these radios. They have this nice little fancy scope. Looks like a TV screen, but you can plug those radios into your smart TV. Okay, makes the display bigger where you can see it. But the FT710, I think it is, one of them, if you use the HDMI cable, that's not good for the radio. It ends up having problems. They recommend you use another cable. Alright, we see a lot of people talking about radios, ICOM, 7300, or the Yaesu. A lot of those guys are probably, who knows, might have been paid by the companies to endorse their radio. I don't work for a ham radio outlet. I don't work for any of those companies. I don't get no pay, money from them. They don't send me equipment to test out, see how I like it, and do a review on it. But yeah, you really want all that fancy stuff in a radio? I mean, after going through a Wi-Fi with a radio, to me that's not radio. I might as well just go out to Best Buy, go out buy the fanciest microphone I like, plug it into my computer, and talk that way. Why buy a radio? So, you know, these new HF rigs are really nice, but I don't know. I mean, I had an 857 VHF, UHF worked good, but the transmit on HF was lousy. I mean, you know, the Icon 706 and 7000 does put that radio in the dirt. I mean, the 7000 sounds just as good as an FT950 out there. Give them a run for the money. And check out my, if you got a small yard, check out my YouTube video, 80 meter Z antenna. Put a full size dipole in a 40 meter yard space. But we really don't need all this fancy gadgets on the radio. So, I mean, that's more features I gotta fumble with, you know. And if the internet connection ain't working, it's not gonna work then. It's almost like they're trying to do the way voice communication, they all want to go digital signal, you know, that kind of stuff. Forget that. But all you watch my videos, send them to a friend. If they want to get a radio. So, for a while there, HRO did not have any radios. They're just selling through the internet. But don't buy eBay. Go to HRO, buy your radio. This way you can look at it, hold it in your hand, see how it feels. So that way you know that's the one you want. I see a lot of things that sound like scam on eBay. Oh, I don't have the power cord. I mean, what? The seller can't go out and spend 20 bucks so just so you can sell that radio? Alright, goodbye.